Namaste, everybody. Today we're going to walk through a nice little Vinyasa flow. I'm going to take you step by step, and remember, at any point, if you're feeling tired or feeling out of breath, you lose control of your breath, return to child's pose or downward facing dog, and just take a few breaths to catch up. And once you get that breath back, meet us back. I will try to offer up some variations that you can take in the poses so that we can all get this done together. Remember, it's a practice, so we can only get better by showing up for ourselves, and you showed up for yourself today. So thank you for meeting me on the mat. I'm excited to do this flow with you. It's going to be pretty simple, but there's going to be some complexities in there, and that's okay. That's life. Some speed bumps. We're going to get through them together. Okay, so let's start off in child's pose. Knees out wide, hips sink back, hands to the front of your mat. Really sink down into this pose and just welcome yourself to the mat. Showing gratitude for showing up for yourself. And just think, what brought you to the mat today? And for your breaths, make sure you're deep inhale through the nose and make an ocean sound in the back of your throat. Kind of like Darth Vader. This Ujjayi breath is going to heat the body from the inside. On your next breath, let's walk the hands over the left side of the mat, putting your right hand on top of your left, really breathing into that right side body. On your next inhale, walk the hands over to the middle and to the right side of the mat. Putting left hand on top of right, breathing in that left side body. Breathe through the nose, out through the nose. On your next exhale, walk the hands back to the center of the mat. Place the palms together and just walk your elbows up toward the front of the mat. Sink the chest down towards the mat. Really getting that good chest opener here. At this point, you could set an intention for practice. Place it between your eyes. On your next exhale, re-extend the hands. Walk your hands back to the center of the mat for your tabletop pose. Wag the hips from left to right. Now we're going to take that right hand, put it to the center of the mat, lift the left arm up high, look up, turn that wrist in one way, one direction, and then the other, just kind of shaking it out, getting it warmed up. And then we're going to thread the needle, left arm under right, left ear to the mat. And what you can do, if you'd like, you can lift this right leg up. You can do a little half bind around the back with your right arm. Or you can just stay just gently in that shoulder stretch here. On your next inhale, plant the right palm, left arm to the sky. One more time, wiggle that arm out. Place the left hand down. Inhale, right arm goes up. Give that wrist a little love one way and then the other. Thread that right arm under left. That right ear on the mat, right shoulder. You can lift that left leg. You can bind that left arm. Find what works best for you in your practice today. One yogic principle we'll talk about is ahimsa, which is nonviolence. Essentially, treating yourself with love and respect on the mat and off. If you have that leg lifted, bring it down. Palms to the front of the mat, back into your child's pose for a moment. And back up into your tabletop, wag the hips from left to right. We're now going to go through some cat-cows. So we're going to drop the belly, look up for your cow. Really arching that back. On your exhale, chin to chest, round the spine. Look towards your navel or between your legs for your cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Really press the earth away here. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Run through a few of these cat-cows on your own. Moving with the breath. Vinyasa is about moving meditation. Breath with flow. If you want, you can also bring the legs together, plant the palms out front, and just move those hips in some circles. Really getting some rotation in the spine here, in the spine and the shoulders. Tapas is heating that body up. If you went one way, bring it back around the other. Finding some continuity in your practice, some symmetry in your practice. Now, return to your neutral tabletop. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna tuck the toes under, lift the knees about an inch off the mat. Really plant it down into all 10 fingers, all 10 knuckles. Getting the core activated here. Now bring your right knee to your right elbow. Step it back in that hovering tabletop. Left knee, left elbow. Step it back. Right knee, right elbow. Step it back. Left knee, left elbow. Step it back. Right knee, right elbow. Step it back. One more left knee, left elbow. Step it back, hold. And hips up high, feet down flat for your downward facing dog. Let's paddle out this downward facing dog, left foot, right foot. Just walking our dog here. On your next inhale, let's bring the heels up high towards the sky. On your exhale, put them down. Inhale, high to the sky. And exhale, plant your feet. One more inhale, high to the sky. And tiptoe to the top of your mat. All right, we're gonna do a little ragdoll here, grabbing opposite elbows, letting the head hang heavy. You can shake your head right, yes. You can shake it no, just release the neck. You can bring a little movement. All right, drop your hands down. Inhale, half lift. Long spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale to fold. One more half lift. Hold it for a second. And fold. All right, now we're gonna reach up, high, or hands up high, back bend. Exhale, palm to chest center. Take a moment here. On our next inhale, we're gonna raise the arms to the sky. Slight back bend here. And exhale, forward fold. Moving into some sun salutation A. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back to your plank. And knees down, chest down, and chin down. Inhale to your baby cobra. You can lift your hands off the ground here. And exhale to your downward facing dog. Palms down, heels down. We're gonna go through a few more of those sun A's. Also known as Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, high on your toes. Exhale, lower. Inhale, high on your heels, on your toes. And let's side out. One more high on your toes. Hop, step, walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reach, rise, and back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's go to another sun A. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Plant your palms, hop, step, walk to the back of the mat. You can knees, chest, or chin here, or slow lower down. Inhale to your cobra. And exhale to your down dog. We can take a few steps here. We got 5 breaths. You can stay or you can play. You can come down to your forearms, forearm plank, dolphin. If you're coming up into any inversions, just make sure you do so safely, or maybe just take a few hop-ups with one leg after the other. Notice in my dolphin, my arms are not too far apart. Your next exhale, let's come back down to our downward facing dog. Let's take a deep breath in together. And side out. Inhale. Inside out. One more inhale, lift the heels high, hop, step, walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reach, rise, and back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do one more of those sun A's. We got it down now. And next inhale, reach, rise, and back bend. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms, hop, step, walk to the back of the mat. Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Once again, you can stay or you can play. I like to play, so I come down to my forearms. You can stay here in your dolphin, or you can do little hop-ups. And exhale, come on back down. If you're lifted, back to our downward facing dog. Meet us there. Inhale together, and side out. Inhale, and side out. One more inhale. Lift the heels, hop, step, walk, top the mat. Half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach, rise, and back bend. And exhale, hands to heart center. Feel that body nice and warm, ready to go. On our next inhale, we're gonna drop the hips down, raise the arms to the sky, look up for our chair, Utkatasana. Just for a few breaths. Make sure you're sinking down low. When you look down, you should be able to see your toes. On your next exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Plant the palms and Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, here we go. Lift the heels, high on the toes, hop, step, walks, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reach, rise, and back bend. Hands to heart center. Back to our chair. Lift the hips, look up. Like you're sitting in a chair. This time we're gonna keep the arms up. Step the right foot back to the back of the mat, 45 degrees, into our first warrior one. Heel to arch alignment is important here. Sinking down deep, or as deep as comfortable for you, obviously. If the left knee is bowing out, make sure we bring it to the center of the mat. Now we're gonna find our way into warrior two, arms in one line, looking over the middle finger of the left hand. Sinking down deep in that warrior two, making sure you're engaging the legs. That back foot is planted at 45. All right, now we're gonna reach the left hip forward, flip it into a reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. You can bind the right hand around the back. Making sure we're staying bent in that left knee. XXL. We're gonna go into our first fun pose. We're dropping the left hand to the ground, right hand look up, half moon. With this pose, we're really planting down to our standing leg, our left leg, and really engage in that right glute as we lift the right leg up. Opening up that right hip. We can look up, we can look straight, or we can look down. If we want to take this into an advanced posture, we can grab on to the foot, slowly rise. If we like balancing, looking over that. I look towards the thumb here. Down. Okay, we're going into a one-legged Tadasana at the top of the mat. So we're gonna make sure we're planting that left foot. We're gonna lift the hands up high, and that right knee's gonna come with us. At 90 degrees, make sure we're not lifting the right hip too much. Now we're gonna cactus the arms and go to our first eagle. Right leg over, right arm under, and sit back in your eagle. I like to keep the palms away from the chest. Drop the shoulders back. If you can wrap your right leg around your left calf, good on you. I cannot. See, but we all fall out of it occasionally. We're gonna whoop. Okay, I'm gonna realign myself here. All right, I'm gonna kick this right foot back, keep the arms as they are, and go into my first, Warrior 3 variation. So right leg kicks back. If you want to tap the foot, you can do so. A little wobbly. Right foot meets left. Raise up your Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hop, step, walk to the back of the mat. Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Down, exhale, down dog. Yoga is not about being perfect. It's about the practice. We're gonna hop, step, walk, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to our chair. Sitting back. Now we're gonna step this left foot back of the mat. 45 degrees, heel to arch alignment. We're gonna really sink down into those hips to our warrior 1. In warrior 1, you can also bring the palms together and look up. Really sinking down into that front knee. Now we're going to open it out in our warrior 2. Arms in one line, looking over the right middle finger. We're gonna reach this front arm forward, reverse it into our reverse warrior. And we can also bind the left arm back. Really grounding that left foot, pinky toe edge. On our next exhale, we're gonna step forward to our, put our right hand down, left hand up, half moon. Left glute is gonna engage as we lift that left leg. Right leg's gonna be engaged as well, the standing leg. You can look forward. I like to look forward. You can also look down. And you can look up. Brahmacharya is the concept of budgeting our energy. So if you don't got it, don't spend it. Now for that power move, staying planted in that right foot, we're gonna pivot, top of the mat, left knee comes up, hands above the head, look up, one-legged Tadasana. We're gonna cactus out the arms, left leg over, left arm under, into our second eagle. Or third. Who's counting? Make sure you're dropping the shoulder away from the ears. Really sink down into those hips. All right, we're gonna keep the arms as is. We're gonna fly that left leg back into our warrior three. Really engage that left glute. You can feel it in your right hammies. Left foot meets right. Stand in Tadasana. Inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Separate walk to the back of the mat. Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Woo! I am feeling the burn today, baby. Hopefully you are too. We ain't done yet, we're almost there, but got one little fun thing. All right. We're gonna lift that left leg high. And we're gonna step to the front of the mat into our low lunge, or long runner's lunge. Look up. Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna plant this right foot down, 45 degrees, heel to arch alignment. We're gonna lift on up, arms above the sky. You can see we're back in our warrior one. Left knee should be a little bent and not bowing out. We're in. Back to our warrior two. Looking over that left middle finger, arms in one line, shoulders rolled away from the ears. Here's the fun part. We're gonna straighten this left leg. And we're gonna drop the left hand to the ground, inside the left shin, and raise the right arm to the sky. Trikonasana, triangle pose. We can look, anytime we're looking, we want to think about how the neck is feeling. So, for me, I'll usually try to look up towards the raising hand. Sometimes my neck is a little stiff, so I might just keep it where it feels comfortable. Today it's a little bit stiff, but this feels all right. in our triangle pose, we can bring the left hand to heart. We can bring our right arm overhead. If we're feeling crazy, we can bring both arms overhead. I'm not feeling too loco today. All right, here we go. We're gonna pivot on our back foot into our crescent. Crescent, we're gonna have the right heel off the ground, pushing into that ball of the right foot. Really plant it down to our left foot. All 5 toes. Pinky, big toe, heel, and the left foot. This is crescent. We're gonna have some fun with this crescent. We're gonna take this left arm back, right arm forward into our water wheel. Looking back at that left hand. Really rotating the body open here. We're gonna reverse that water wheel. Left hand to the back thigh, right arm up. On our next exhale, we're gonna have some more fun here. We're gonna bring this right hand to the front of the mat and lift this right leg up high, left arm up high, revolve half moon. Because I love ya. In this revolve half moon, if you're feeling frisky, you can grab this raised foot, the right foot, and you can rise on up. Kicking into that left hand with your right foot. Just little variations. It's about playing around. All right, we're gonna drop that back foot down and we're gonna windmill our arms open towards this window here, into our 5-pointed star. Hips forward, arch your back. Look up. Let's take it into a goddess. Heels in, toes out. Drop the hips nice and low. You can also take this goddess from right to left, making sure that spine stays nice and straight. If you're feeling out of breath, you can also bring your forearms to your quads. Make it work for you. All right, we're gonna go back, stand back up, toes parallel into our star. And back in our goddess. Sink down low, heels together, feet, toes out, sink the hips. Back to our star. Back to our goddess, one more time. Sink the hips down low. You can also find stillness here, just sinking deep. Back in our star. And you're gonna drop the hips, pivot at the hips, sink into our first wide-legged forward fold. Bunch of options here. We can take the legs out wide and straddle this baby. We're working on our splits. We can also keep the legs as is. Grab onto the outside of each foot. Pull the torso down. Maybe getting forward onto the balls of both feet. We can also walk the hands back of the mat. Most importantly, that we're hinging at the hips and not just rounding the spine. If you're lifted or have your feet out wide and back together, back to the center of the mat, in under your chest. Inhale, half lift, and exhale to fold. We are going to pivot back to the front of the mat, frame that left foot with our hands, back in our long runner's lunge. Inhale, upward the chest, and exhale, long step back with that left foot to the back of the mat. Come forward to plank. We're gonna slow lower here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back on up. Slow lower again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back up. And one more slow lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Untuck the toes into our upward facing dog. Inhale. And downward facing dog. Exhale. How we doing on time? Pretty good. Alrighty, here we go. Other side. We're gonna lift this right leg high. Three-legged dog. Let's step it between our hands. Long runner's lunge. Dip the hips, look up. Inhale. Remember here, we're going to that warrior one. We're going to drop the back foot, 45 degrees parallel, front leg, heel to arch alignment with that front foot. We're going to lift on up. Palms lift, right knee dips, hips dip. Make sure we're keeping that spine engaged. Your right quad is going to feel this. Make sure we're pushing, then our left foot is grounded. Come on into that warrior two, arms in one line. Looking over the right middle finger. You can look back at your back arm, make sure they're in one line. Really engage in this right quadricep. Left foot on the pinky toe aspect is landed. Now we're gonna straight the legs, arms in one line. Right hand inside of the calf, left arm up, Trikonasana. Don't forget your breath, your pranayama, your life force. On your next exhale, we're gonna pivot that back foot, arms up into our crescent. Make sure we're not bowing the knee out. That right quadricep is engaged, right hamstring, left hamstring on the ball of the left foot. Arms reach up. Here you can look up at between the hands, keep the head neutral. We're then going to swing that right arm back, left arm forward to our water wheel. The right knee should stay bent. Really pushing into that left foot, the ball of the left foot. I'm gonna reverse that water wheel. Right hand back, left hand up. Coming into that revolved half moon, we're gonna launch off the left foot. Arm is gonna come forward. Left arm is forward, right arm's up. Left leg is up, right leg is planted. You can look down for this. You can go up to that right hand. All right, we're gonna plant that left foot. Pivot the body to the side of the mat. Arms up to our 5-pointed star. Hips forward, lean back. And then sink into our goddess. Heels in, toes out wide. Remember, we can stay still here. We can bring our arms down if we're out of breath. Or we could find a little movement. Let's come on up to our 5-pointed star. Hips forward. Sink back down to our goddess. Inhale to our 5-pointed star. Exhale to our goddess. Maybe sink nice and low for this one. One more 5-pointed star. Hinge at the hips. Forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold. Back to our wide legged forward fold. If we're feeling a little crazy, we can also feel a little frisky, if I should say. Take this into a headstand. Bring it here. Inversions are fun. You just want to make sure that your hands are really pinned into the mat for that headstand. That's a tripod headstand. You got to find the right spot on the head. Probably not good for some of the neck issues. All right, let's inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. And find our way to the top of the mat. Pivot towards that right foot. Runner's lunge. Inhale, upward face, upward the chest. Inhale. Look up. Right leg meets left, back in the mat. Bring it forward to our plank. Slow lower. 2, 3, 4, 5. Back up. Slow lower. 2, 3, 4, 5. Back up. One more, slow lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Good work. Just a little bit more. We're gonna lift the heels up high. Hop, step, walk. Top of the mat and find our way into boat pose. On our butts, we can grab the back of the knees, lift those legs up high. We can bang the knees if we want to. We can tap the toes if we want. But work our way towards this, hands up. Find our way to low boat. Exhale. High boat. Low boat. High boat. Make sure we're not dropping in the spine. Chest is nice and lifted. Low boat. For this low boat, we're gonna hold it. Tap the heels. Back in our high boat. And knees to the chest. Give your body, your back a little massage. Hard part's over. Now we get to bring it down. Bring the energy. Find our okay. Now we're going to take the heels towards the buttocks. We can find a bridge pose. We lift the pelvis up, really rounding, planting down at all 10 toes and heels, lifting that pelvis up. In our bridge pose, we can also bring the shoulders under, bring the palms together to get some lift. We can also find our way onto our toes to get a little more lift. When we're on the neck, we want to make sure we're not turning the head from side to side. Looking straight up. Exhale, bring those hips down. Windshield wiper the knees. That should feel good. Now we can take it into wheel pose or stick to our bridge. For our wheel, we want to turn the hands, fingertips face towards the front of the mat. What we're going to do is lift off into our 10 fingers. We want to take this a little further. We can find our way to our tippy toes. All right, bring the chin to the chest. Exhale, come on down slowly, safely. Bring those knees side to side. Okay, let's take one more bridge or wheel. Choose your own adventure, baby. Inhale to lift. We can also have fun. Do one leg. Next. Exhale, come on down. Chin your chest. Just a little lower, whack the knees. Let's inhale together through the nose. Inside out. Inhale. Inside out. One more. Inhale through the nose. Inside out. All right, let's bring the knees in the chest. All right, from right to left. Let's some rock and rolls. Find our way into our shoulder stand. So, with the shoulder stand, you want to make sure you're not on the neck, you're on the shoulders. So I'm into my elbows, supporting my back. And not turning my head. Keep your head straight. From shoulder stand, we take it to plow. Bring the legs down. Since I can't do that. In the plow, we can bring the hands together. Find our death man's pose. Squeeze the ears. Go to temples. And release the hands, slow lower. Take a breath here and exhale. Hug the knees into the chest. Hold the left knee in, right foot goes out long. Inhale. Really squeeze that left knee into the left armpit. And exhale. Bring it over to the right side of the mat for your twist. Look to your left, left hand out. Right knee. I'm holding with my right hand. Just kind of support it to the ground. Not force, just support. Ringing out the day. Your next inhale, bring your knees back to your chest. And then hug the right knee in, left leg out long. Really squeeze that right knee to the right shoulder. And exhale, bring it to the left side of the mat. Right arm out, left leg over. The neck can be neutral. We look at that right hand. On your next inhale, bring the knees back into the chest. Give a big squeeze. Cross over that, grab onto opposite elbows. Bring the forehead to the knees if you can. We'll do one retention breath here. Deep breath in. Let it go. Deep breath in, hold at the top. Suck in a little bit more. And release. Let the body release. Legs out wide, arms out wide. Find your corpse pose. Savasana. Let's bring some movement back into our ankles and wrists. Just shake them out. Maybe move the head from left to right, right to left. Raise hands overhead, feet out wide like waking in the morning. Inhale, exhale, knees to chest. Let's roll on over to our right side for pose of rebirth. Being grateful that we showed up for ourselves today. Let's press ourselves up to a comfortable seat, top of the mat. Hands to heart center, chin slightly bent. Ending in gratitude. We'll end the class with the sound of Om. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. The light in me honors the light and work and passion in all of you. Hands to forehead center. We bow together and say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and see you next time.